for Darm and Deemish, but given the fact that it's Deemish rebooting, you know that things have been very scrappy.
Yeah, quite shaky for a lot of the teams here, but shot after shot, laser beaming Aris into the ground. Pixovsky now as well, looking to see what he can do against Marius and iDrop, but they're trying to let the rest of the lobby know what they went through in this past 3 matches. Now their aggression is at an all-time high. Shots being connected by iDrop. Just one more needed, but he cannot connect on Pixovsky as now he's forced to use a shockwave to get the last shot here.
He's not gonna let it go though. Pixovsky is not safe just yet. iDrop still looking to force this elimination.
Ooh.
Loses all of his shield. Pixovsky nearly managing to turn that one around, but it's just not enough gas left in the tank here. This will be rebooted. Marius in a completely separate fight. They are splitting up and just hunting down player after player, elimination after elimination. 6 already for Marius and iDrop. And when you think about how this match actually started off for these two, it is incredible scenes that they've already managed to convert this many elimination points.
Can't hide from Marius, it seems. But as he was a hunter, now turned into prey. As Raytex Kira are doing what they can to finish Marius here. He's left with just a sliver of HP, doing what he can to stay up.
They're just players that are constantly scouring the skies, trying to see who's rebooting now, who can we take out next. Marius doesn't have any white eel, so he'll eventually just lose out, even though it's such an early tick zone. It doesn't matter when you're being chased for that long. But that's just going to be the bad signal now for Deemish and Darm. They immediately fly on over. They want to see if there's anything they can clean up after the fact. Chino, Pablo, 2 eliminations. Contemplating the mythic goldfish, but they'll wait it out.
We've seen some clips. We know what it's capable of,
This
but
probably
maybe not in the last game.
Farm.
Maybe, yeah, not the last game of the finals. Not where you want to clip farm today, especially being the literal cutoff to qualifying at 265 points, 3rd place going into this game.
But Darm and Deemish, they're another one of our teams inside of that top 10 threshold. This is why we're seeing them get so aggressive here against Redix and Kiro. They need these points. Every single elimination, just crucial for trying to climb their way up that leaderboard. Darm, Deemish look like to be in a better position here in comparison to Redix and Kira, but at the same time, Takata, still one more Medmis grenade, still a crash pad to potentially disengage with. They just refuse to budge, and iDrop is going to take full advantage of it. Deemish caught off guard. The flank maneuver has proven to be the ultimate counter here for the Bulls. Darm now trying to punish iDrop on his way out. Maybe looking to follow suit, but iDrop, guess where he's crash padded directly towards? It's Chap and Felixi with Darm right behind him. Chap gonna find the elimination onto Darm, though, just punishing that over-aggression. And Deemish realizing, I have got to get out of here.
Not a great start for Flixie and Chap, but now they've had a shot at redemption. Can they capitalize on it? Marius takes a big pump, but Chap is still up and running. He has shields, but is the time gonna be worth it to take them as his teammate is battling it out? Marius dropped below, but still forced to heal up.
This is still very bad, though, for Marius and iDrop. They need a chance to reconvene. Marius may have just done enough. Flixie, Chap, Marius, iDrop, they're all just so incredibly low. Practically no builds either, only a handful between both of these teams. Still hanging out inside of these storm battles. Shark, a little bit of a lurk out. Shark and Teeny, they're gonna have to disengage. They've got Memphis grenades, so they're not in huge problems just yet over by Dirty Docks. It's more about trying to clear out what's closest to them to give them a little bit more playroom for where they want to rotate and position themselves later on.
Sky and Scroll, the amount of time we've seen them in a bush, they like playing it. And hey, I got nothing to say because it's clearly paying off. 2nd place, 296 points. Their only job right now is to maintain their spot on the leaderboard and potentially overthrow Shark and Teeny to take that 1st place spot anything to not drop out of that top 3. They're doing it right so far.
I mean, when you think about what's happening inside of this elimination feed, you know Sky and Scroll are seeing every last bit of it too. With so many top teams just constantly having to reboot. Sometimes it's best to just go unnoticed. You want to play a little bit more towards that incognito terrain because you just don't want to give the opportunity. An early departure here could mean another team taking over Sky and Scroll's position on the leaderboard.
Yeah, Sato Momsy are that 4th place duo right outside of qualifying range. So, you know, the pressure is weighing down on their shoulders. But with those 3 eliminations they've picked up early on, they're in a great spot to make something happen.
And for players in this position too, it's, you know what's on the line. You know that a land spot is potentially right in your grasp. You don't want to let it slip through your fingers, but you also don't want to let that impact how you choose to play this final lobby. You almost have to treat it like every other game before. Obviously, still keep your wits about you, but then you've also got to deal with teams like Medius and Hydrop who they're trying to overcome some point gaps, and they know that they've got to be so incredibly aggressive. It can really play spoiler to some of these teams that are looking to have a little bit more of a calm early to mid game, set themselves up nicely for the end game, because you've just got Hydrop and Marius just constantly crashing into teams looking for whatever they can get.
I mean, you had 10 eliminations already. They've reached double digits. We're just getting started here. Placement's not even close to kicking in. As now in this 6th zone, we've talked about it. Once it closes and 7th appears, there's no more reboots left. As Maidro and Twek fight for their shot at the championship LAN.
Solid loadouts though. Drone gun, Sentinel, a few shockwaves, couple med-miss grenades. Sky seems like that, you know, go unnoticed, continue to live a little bit longer mentality just has not boded well for them. But Scroll having to be rebooted here. If he keeps getting shot out of the sky too, that would be an even bigger issue, but he will manage to touch down. Great awareness there from Sky to just base out far enough to allow his duo an opening, but it's still just going to make things so problematic. He's still got to find a refresh at some point. They're going to be forced to fight now. They can no longer just sit idly by. Snosky and Vexy, though, unfortunately ran into Chap and Flixie.
Hey, what a comeback from Chap and Flixie, though. They had an incredibly rough beginning to this match, but they're looking quite well now. Ahead of zone. Good amount of eliminations. They could have more mats and utility, but hey, it could be significantly worse.
I know the builds are what I'm really keeping an eye out for, because we've seen just how rapidly those have been depleted in the past. And Flixie, oh no, he's been knocked, he's been eliminated. Chap, he's not gonna get the chance. He's only got 4 HP. Med-miss grenade gonna be forcibly dropped. But Chap, he's just so incredibly weak here, and he's still trying to fight his way out of this one. The med-miss grenade obscuring a little bit of the vision, I think, for both ends of the spectrum here. But teams know he is weak. He is a solo minority Darkos. They want to see if they can claim their own stake on these extra eliminations, but there is no reboot for Flixie. Chap is going to have to lock in for the solo clutch, and it's going to have to be an incredible performance to put them into contention here, Takata.
You were worried about their mats before. Now you got to be in pure panic with what, 15 builds maybe? No more teammate. In the blink of an eye, the tables turn. Darkos, Minori. This is one of the other duos that also have yet to secure an FNCS finals appearance, and now we're also incredibly close to reaching that qualifying range as they have a shot at it with this final match of the day. The moving zones continue. Podesai gets knocked down. Sky and Scroll, though, they're incredibly low on mats, having to split between each other after that elimination came through, but at least both of them are both standing now.
Problem is having to play for an elimination setup when it seems like the majority of the lobby is already looking to be just overly aggressive. They have to be so precise with every single shot to come. It's Pablo, Gino, making their own way forward. Chap gonna have to eat a handful of shots here as he's looking to stray on in. It's gonna be very tough trying to play from the backside of zone, especially with players like Darm Demish right behind you. Midro gonna manage to shockwave forward, but it looked like he might have been all by himself here. Chap recycling another player's crash pad, but can he hang tight long enough? These wood builds down to his final 4 even. It is horrific scenes right now for Chap. He's got the Morphi pump aimed and ready though. One shot is all it takes sometimes, Takada. He could come up massive here.
Look at the remaining players, though. Reese Levin, they were breaking down how important it is to make use of the solo clutch and not only get elims, but get to that top 12 where the placement points start racking up, and they're just one team away from getting to that placement point range. Shark and Teeny, though, doing what they can to stay healthy, and they're looking great currently as Haris has gone down. Still 13 duos up as Sky and Scroll get ahead.
Sky and Scroll, though, recognizing there's already a team playing through height. Darm and Demish have actually managed to finagle their way up towards an elevated position. Some teams definitely in tatters underneath them. Pablo still working his way through. We just saw Pablo and Gino, and now they've lost literally all of their builds along these last couple of rotates. Just so exposed, trying to make their way forward towards the front sides, and teams just constantly dropping like flies around them. A lot of solo players now looking to take over here. Medius and iDrop, though, they also don't have a whole lot of materials to work with, but they do have a ton of eliminations here. It's only a matter of time, though. They're about to run smack dab center into where Sky and Scroll are currently situated. Not only that, but Shark and Teeny from behind. They're tanking up with Memphis grenade from behind. They're about to surprise the entire lobby from the backside of zone here. Pablo knows he's just got to hit it into overdrive, try and stay ahead. Darm Demish also posing a huge threat, but now Shark, Teeny, they're ready to go for height. Darm Demish forced to drop out, and now Shark and Teeny, they have a commanding control over the high ground.
They're able to hold on to it now, but Pablo, he got a second chance. He wasn't able to get placements in the last solo clutch, but he might have just gotten enough to secure a spot in the top 3 as Shark gets dropped down. It's all on them now, holding height with only 3 builds left. Is anybody gonna try and take it from them?
Scroll does manage to pick up a little bit of body loot, but he's having to commit towards his ultimate low, just trying to stay ahead. Maybe he can turn back. Maybe he can find another elimination. Any sort of refresh. The materials just mean so much to him at this point, but instead he loses all of his shield. Does still have some small explosions to work with, but it is a doomsday situation right now in the low ground. Shark and Teeny, they are just finding even more eliminations, even more pressure to these teams, and Scroll just can't hold on. Josh and Wavy will take over, but Lucia, Mappy, they're still looking to see if they can maybe find a conversion here for a victory royale in the final moments. Shark and Teeny, though, doing a great job at just micromanaging these high ground points.
They were first place going into this match. They were able to secure their victory royale, and the last one is now they're looking to get the back-to-back VR, showing their dominance, holding on to that crown as Lusha goes down, leaving Mappy alone. Shark continuing to apply pressure from above as Mappy now must be running low on mats. All the ammunition in the world is all they need to take these shots as Josh now is doing what he can to stay up, but the pressure, it looks like it's going to be too much.
Teeny and Shark know that they basically got this one in the bag. They just got to play through the way that they always do. And sure enough, Teeny with the final shot. Another victory royale back-to-back for Teeny and Shark. We knew that they were basically a lock for that LAN championship, Takada, but this is just a victory lap for them at this point.
Look, they did a great job. What I got in my mind is Pablo. He got a second chance at the solo clutch in 3rd place. Did he do enough to hold on to the qualification spot? Only 3 people can answer that. So Frankie, Levin, and Reese, take it away.
You know what? I wish that I had that power and foresight, Taco and Takata, but unfortunately, your guess is as good as mine. We're going to have to wait for our officials to confirm who has booked their spot in the championships. However, we can safely say that Shark and Teeny are going to be there after that epic victory royale, Levin.
And I'm very excited. An opportunity to see the young star on a LAN setting, an opportunity for him to really show the world that he is as great as everybody on TikTok at least seems to think he is. No, but in all seriousness, they really deserve to be there. The way they have performed today, Reese, has been top class.
Absolutely, and you know, we've been giving Shark his credit for absolutely fragging out throughout the majority of the day, but in this final match, Shark ended up with 0 elims and TD with 6, so it's not a one-man band by any means. I love how he just showed up when it actually mattered.
I mean, I think one of the really, you know, interesting sort of angles is ultimately, right, you know, it's a new era, right, when it comes to reload competition, but this is like the equivalent of FNCS for reload. So, you know, it's a great opportunity for them to sort of get the year rolling as far as momentum as in top competitive settings.
The FRES. It's definitely going to stick. We're definitely going to be calling that as we head forward into the year. But right now, I've got something much more important to show you guys, which is the standings. We'll find out our top 3 who have obviously got the lion's share of the prize pool and are going to the championships. And there's been no movement going into Game 8. These were the top 3 we had, and they managed to remain consistent. Pablo must be breathing a sigh of relief right now, Reese.
Absolutely, you know, again solo clutching into the final match to keep himself up. Very impressive placement for him. And you know, let's be real, these are the top 3 teams that we've been talking about for the most of the day, right? They've been the teams who've been there in almost every single end game. I wouldn't be very happy if one of them dropped out right at that final moment.
Yeah,
but it was a close run.
Unjust.
Talk about Sky and Scroll as well. They were the favourites alongside maybe Vico and Malibuca going into this one. The consistency won the day. Obviously, some very satisfying victory royales for these guys, and I think they're going to be contenders when we head to LAN.
Absolutely. I mean, at the start of the day, when you asked me who do I think is a shoo-in to qualify, they were the name we gave you, right? And it wasn't some, you know, crazy prediction. It wasn't some crazy foresight, Reese. It's the reality of their level of Fortnite over the past couple of months. These guys have just been the best duo, or one of the best duos at every given opportunity.
Yeah, I think it just shows, as players, the versatility that these two have. It's unbelievable. You give them any game mode, give them solos, duos, trios, reload, any team mode, it doesn't matter. And they're going to be a team who's up at the top of the leaderboard. They're undoubtedly a tier 1 players in this region.
Oh, this is something I wanted to talk to you about. We will talk about Pablo in a moment. I do want to talk about Sky and Scroll just a bit longer because of the fact that last year it wasn't their most satisfying, should we say, results-wise. And now we're seeing that Scroll has won the solos tournament at the start of this year. Now teaming up again with Sky, they've managed to conquer, at least come second in this first qualifying final, Reese. What's the secret sauce? What's changed for these guys to suddenly find them so much success?
So I want to actually check. I'll check after this, unfortunately. But Scroll, if you don't know, has some of the worst binds ever. He scrolls through all of his binds on his keyword mouse. I'm wondering, is it the, you know, don't make it to global championships, so you say, I've got this hunger in my belly, I want to grind, I want to practice for everything, or has he just changed off of like the worst binds ever? It's one of the two. I
think he did change his binds. I don't know if he stuck with it, but I know he did change off his binds some months ago. Yeah, I think a couple months back he switched off. I think these guys were just like one of those typical teams you've seen in Fortnite history where it's like just fancy duos a bit more than trios, right? You know, we know they had their struggles when it came to finding the right fit for a third last year in trios. But when it comes to their duo synergy, I don't think we've ever really questioned that. And it's great to see them being able to showcase that a lot more this year.
Yeah, Reese, how long until we see the YouTube video come out about that one?
I mean, I think I might already have one about that, to be honest. I will be honest with you. I think I've already got it.
Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, I'm the worst fan of Reese ever, but I'm gonna work on it. After tonight's performance on the desk, Reese, I'm definitely gonna be your #1 stan. I'm gonna be in all the comments. Let's talk about Sky then. So Scrolls had the worst keybinds, but potentially not the worst keybinds anymore. What about Sky, Levin? Are you impressed with his individual performance tonight?
I mean, how can you not be? I mean, this guy has been putting on a show for us, obviously, this evening, but as an individual as well, he was probably always the one that, like, you know, was most impressive at times when these two played together in the past. Scroll doing his best job to sort of make that a conversation as well. But Sky, again, is a fantastic player. And, you know, these guys have been around for quite some time, even though they are still so young, right? Like, as soon as they were eligible to play at 13, they were popping up in, like, top competitions. And so both still incredibly young, but thriving, shining, reaching their prime years in the Fortnite comp.
Well, we are so excited to have Sky standing by for an interview, because this, I have to say, Sky, was such a fantastic performance from yourself and Scroll. How did you manage to maintain your calm under such pressure?
I mean, we just talked together, told each other to calm down, and I mean, yeah, we just played our game.
It's interesting, Sky. You guys really have some of the best synergy when it comes to, it always feels like you guys are on the same page. What about Scroll makes your life easier, right? What about the way he plays the game allows you to succeed?
I mean, the fact we've played together for years now, and I mean, we kind of just know what we think, so it's so easy to just play on each other and get the refreshes we need.
Grand. How do you like approach a game mode like Reload in comparison to, say, Battle Royale? You know, there wasn't a way to practice into Scrim before this, so like, how do you actually understand what the meta is coming into like a game mode like this?
Yeah, I mean, it was hard compared to Battle Royale, but we just put a lot of time to like into VOD reviewing the whole thing and VOD reviewing other players, see what they do, and then try and like implement stuff into our own gameplay.
Now you've qualified for the championship finals, Sky. What's the focus going to be? Is it going to be conquering the other qualifiers and playing for that prize money? Or are you going to be starting to think about FNCS?
I mean, of course, there's still going to be focus on like the qualifiers, but the main focus is 100% going to be on FNCS.
Oh, I can't wait to see what you guys can achieve across the entire year, Sky. Congratulations. And also, before I let you go, where can we find you online?
On Twitter, my name is Sky Season, I think. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's Sky Season. And then I have a YouTube that I'm starting to upload on. That's Sky Season as well.
Amazing. We'll have to go and subscribe to that one. Thank you so much. Please do pass on our best to Scroll as well.
Of course.
Tech. Fantastic. Not only have we got our first 3 duos qualified for the championships, I know the MENA region was playing as well, so you'll be able to find out those results for yourself online as well. But also, I feel like we've got a really exciting year ahead of us, guys. Levin, are you anticipating much action, though, from the NAC lobby later tonight? It's coming up in 2 hours.
Of course. It never disappoints. So I'm really looking forward to seeing who can challenge uncontested Slurpy Swamp for Peter Bottom Poyo. Come on, someone's got to do something about that.
Look, as an avid NA hater, even I'm a little bit excited to see how Pete does, right? He's looking on top form of Poyo right now, so even I'm going to be checking in.
Who is a stronger duo, though, Levin? Is it Peter Bottom Poyo or is it Reese and Vico?
Come on, man. Let's not joke around here, man. I know we like to laugh and giggle on the show, but let's get serious, man. Come on, this is Big Pete. Come on.
Well, listen, for everyone loving the Fortnite tonight, in 2 hours, as I've already mentioned, we've got Zeke and the gang commentating and bringing you that North American action. But until then, if you want to kind of keep yourself in the Fortnite game, then you could hear Levin commentating the Reddish Rumble and you could watch Reese being carried by Vico. The choice is yours. All we know is we'll see you in a couple of hours' time on this channel. Boys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you to Taco and Takata. We'll see you in a few weeks' time on this channel for more European Reload Elite Series action. But for now, guys, for the first time in 2026, sound that horn.